Hey guys, I'm Justin Forth with Tulsa Heaters Midstream, and I've got here with me Doyle Bishop. I think you guys know him from our regular series of Donuts with Doyle. So we've got some exciting news to share. So starting quickly, soon, Doyle is going to be transitioning into more of a senior leadership consulting role within the business. And I'm going to be stepping into the role as president. So we wanted to take this time to celebrate and thank Doyle for his time, and had a couple questions, so we're just going to work through and see what he's got to say. So one of the things I wanted to know is, what are you most proud about in your time here at THM?
Gosh, I'd probably say just the people that we put together, the team that we put together. I mean, Justin, you and I have grown the company together. I mean, it hasn't been just me, for sure. In fact, when we first started, you remember when we sat in the same office while this office that we're in right now was being built out. We sat 4 feet from each other for a few months. So it's been a joint effort. But I'm so proud of the team that we have, and you know, obviously the talent of that team, and probably first and foremost the character of that team, and just really the alignment that we've gotten with ourselves and the culture at this company. And I really believe that it's not just said, it's believed, it's here. And I think that people have just been rowing in the same direction with us, and it's really caused the growth of the company. And I think you and I have been very judicial in who we've hired, and of course, and then you retain that talent as well.
Yeah.
And so I'm really proud of the team, probably most proud of that.
Yeah, I agree. You have any just memorable moments that just stick out in the last 9 years?
Probably multiple.
Yeah.
Probably really multiple. I would say one of the most memorable was when we were forming the company, and you know, we're a sister company to Tulsa Heaters Inc. And Tulsa Heaters Inc. Their footprint is really in refining and petrochemical, and they had developed this product for the midstream industry, and they had sold 50 heaters. And so as I was working through kind of the strategy of, hey, how do we launch this? How do we just dedicate this company with a midstream focus with that product? I was looking at a reference list, because Tulsa Heaters had sold probably 50 heaters maybe before THM was carved out and launched as a standalone company. So I'm looking at the reference list, and this one company just kept coming up. You know, probably 30 of the 50 references was one of the major companies. And so I'm looking at it, I'm like, Matt, this is a really nice list. I'm a little concerned because there's not a lot of diversity in the companies, and really there's 80% is one company. And Matt said, hey, you need to know this, we're blacklisted with that company. And so there was a long pause, and I'm thinking, okay, so So Matt and I talked about what happened, and I said, okay, I'm gonna form a plan to get us unblacklisted.
Yeah.
And so there was one person in particular that was the key guy there. He was a vice president within that company, that, you know, he had his hand on the blacklist switch. And so I reached out to him and I said, hey, I'm gonna be up in your area at a plant, one of your plants, because we had ongoing work with them that wasn't completed. I wanna come to your city and meet with you. And I sent that email, literally within 2 minutes, he replied back and said, hey, I tell you what, I'll come down to the plant and meet with you. I said, great. And of course it was kind of great, like, oh my gosh, how's this gonna play out? But also, at least he opened the door to reconsider our position within that company.
Yeah.
So he came down and he brought his VP of engineering with him, and we sat down and he and I just clicked. Our personalities just clicked. And I I told them about the vision of what Tulsa Heaters Midstream was going to be, and how we were going to establish it, and what our focus would be, and somehow it just resonated with him. And I told him that we were fixing, I knew how to fix the problems they had. We were fixing the problems. That day, that very day that I met with him, we got off the blacklist.
Yeah, nice.
Which was awesome. And further to that point, I guess, another thing that, as I've looked back, I don't think we've lost a single heater to that company. Since that time, they've probably bought another 30 heaters, and I don't think we've lost a single order with that same company that had blacklisted us.
Yeah, and replaced several others that weren't ours.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I thought you were going to bring up the, it wasn't long after that, if I remember right, the customer that brought a sledgehammer.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
And said, if it can't withstand this sledgehammer, I'm not buying from
Right.
you.
So we had another customer that had some challenges with the equipment, and so we ended up obviously fixing that.
Yeah.
And really carving a relationship with him. Another one that came to mind too was a major company, an end user. It was early December, mid-December, called us up and said, hey, we've got a big heater that is down.
Yeah.
How quickly can you manufacture a new heater for us? And I said, okay, like day and night quick? And they said day and night quick. And I said, okay, let me look at that. Talk to suppliers, talk to our operations folks, call them back. So we can get you a heater within 4 weeks. And this is a big heater. I mean, it was over $1 million.
Yeah.
And so they sent an email and said, great, please get started. And so we did. We just started calling suppliers, material suppliers. We obviously got started with engineering and drafting. And I mean, we had 4 weeks to get it engineered, built, and shipped. And so the project manager, about 4 weeks into this, he says, hey, Doyle, we never got a purchase order on this.
Yeah.
And I said, well, okay. I mean, they're engaging with us. I mean, they're seeing drawings, you're having engagement, they know a heater's coming. And he said, yeah, in fact, they need the heater there tomorrow. And should we ship it without a purchase order? And I said, yeah, let's ship it. I'm sure they'll pay us. And so we shipped the heater, and then about a week later, that customer called us or emailed us and said, hey, we just realized we never got you guys the purchase order for this heater that we now have. Would you guys just be up for just invoicing us and we'll just pay you? And anyway, so we did that. And to me, it says this is the character, the quality of the customers that we have in midstream. And I just love that. I mean, I love the fact that we can trust our customers to do that, but also I love the fact that we're a privately held company that can make that decision to do that.
And they can trust us to run that direction.
Right.
Yeah. So that's great. So what are some of the things that you might miss about working here? Again, not just you're going away, you'll still be here, but things that you might miss being here all the time.
Yeah. I'm not going to dodge that question, but let me say something ahead of that. So one of the things that I think really deserves an answer is, hey, why am I backing off? I mean, I look young and fit and, a lot of dry powder left, which I agree, my wife agrees. Yeah. But anyway, I'm a young grandpa. I've got 3 grandkids, the oldest being 10, the youngest being 4. And I don't want to miss that grandpa time. And so, because I have very fond memories of being that age and spending a lot of time with my grandpa, fishing and hunting and whatever. And I don't want to be working 50 hours a week, for the next 10 years. I can do it, I'm happy to do it, but I'm not happy to miss that time, with my family. And it's a short window. So that's really the driver, is just I want some time with my grandkids, more time. But anyway, so your question was what?
What are you going to miss?
I got confused.
What are you going to miss?
What am I going to miss? What am I going to miss? I'm going to miss, so probably the last 30 years of my career, I've been leading teams. Mm-hmm. And, not from a, hey, I'm in charge kind of satisfaction, but really, I really enjoy pulling things out of people. And I love collaboration. I love to sit in a room and think about, hey, what's the best way to do this? Or what's the best way to get to here? I really will miss that. And, you and I have been doing that for 15, you and I have been working together for 15 years. Yeah. So we've been doing that for 15 years. I've pulled that out of you, right? You pulled it out of me. Yeah. And so you'll take the torch. Yeah. Because I know you like doing that as well. So that's probably the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be working with the folks. You're going to be leading, which is going to be awesome. You get to pull that out of me now.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Great.
I'm excited. So along those lines, as I step into this role, what's some advice that you might give me going forward?
Yeah. I think it gets back to kind of the things that I believe that are key ingredients to making a company successful. And it's really two parts, right? It's finding great people that are smarter than you, that are more talented than you, hiring those people. So that's the first part. And then the second part is keeping those people. Yeah. And of course, the way you keep those people is you give them authority to make decisions, you let them run their business, and then you pay them. Right? You compensate them for their skill, their talent, their integrity, and that's the key thing. So the other bit of advice that I would give you is you win in the trenches. You talk to football coaches and they say, hey, football games are won with blocking and tackling. They're not won with spread offense, right? They're won in the trenches. And I think business is the same. You look at things like Salesforce and SAP, and those are tools, but they're never going to make you successful, right? What makes you successful is being on time, returning an email or a phone call, standing behind your equipment when something breaks. And, combustion equipment, heat transfer equipment, things break. You have flames and you have metal and things happen. And so standing behind that equipment when something does break, we just fix it, and we just run to the problem and we fix it. Yeah. That'd be my best advice to you. I've got more, but we probably don't have time for that.
Another installment.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. I can see that you've lived that, you've embodied that in your time here, and it's definitely had a huge impact on the culture we have here and how we've run things, and it's left that legacy that I hope to continue. So I'm excited for you, for me, for us as a team to go into this next phase. So.
Yeah. Let me say one thing before we finish, Justin. You're too humble to lead into it, but I want to say that I've got 100% confidence in you.
Thank you.
And you and I know each other really well. I handpicked you when we started this company. I'm like, hey, I've got to pick a successor right now, because who knows if I can make the decision to exit when I want to. Sometimes we exit this earth when we don't want to. So from the get-go, I'm thinking I got to pick a person that can run this business at any time. And so it's been awesome that it's been on our terms and our time. And so the time is right, and I'm totally confident in what you're going to do.
I appreciate that.